Welcome to the Windy City Bender Podcast with your hosts, Nolly, Poetzy, Jarom, and Tanner.
Welcome to episode 89 of the Windy City Bender Podcast. Today is going to be a Jarom solo episode, so I apologize for anybody that hates listening to me talk, but you are going to be stuck with me for a little bit today. Everybody's kind of out doing their own thing today. There's not much hockey talk going on, or hot talk going on, so I figured I'll just do this one on my own and see how it goes. Can't be any worse than the last one. So let's see. Back on Saturday, the Hawks were back on the ice after their long All-Star break and the bye week. They faced the Arizona Coyotes, who are the team that's currently in front of them in the standings. So this was a big one, and it was a good one for them to come back after having such a nice little streak going into the All-Star break. Unfortunately, they lost that last game, but they showed a lot of progress, showed that this is potentially going to be a threat in the playoffs. So this was actually a absolutely fantastic game. A lot of back and forth, a lot of goaltending duel. We'll get into that in a second. But some good news for the Hawks. Dylan Strome was back in the lineup after missing quite a few games with the ankle sprain. I believe that's what they called it. Before we talk about it, let's just say it every time the Hawks play Arizona, or every time these jerseys are used, but Coyotes, please bring back the Kachina jerseys full time. Please. Those are the most gorgeous jerseys I've ever seen. The best logo. There's just everything about it is awesome. Got to go back to that full time. White, and then wear the dark ones for your home all the time. But yeah, so this was a 3-2 shootout win for the Hawks. A couple things I took away from it here was Brandon Saad is still fucking tearing it up this year. He has been just absolutely dominating since he came back from injury. He scored 2 goals, the 2 regulation goals for the Hawks on Saturday. I believe that would made it like 7 goals in the last 8 games. He's just knowing, he's feeling it. He knows where to be. Everything's going in. His first goal was an absolute snipe. His second goal was great awareness from Patrick Kane to feed in front. He didn't get all of it, a little knuckle puck, but hey, they don't ask how, they ask how many. Am I right? But yeah, so Brandon Saad is, he's slowly working back to what we kind of expect from him. I know he's fallen off a little bit since he's come back to Chicago. Hasn't really been able to find his footing as the player that he was when we originally traded him, because we thought we weren't going to be able to afford him. But it's good to see him slowly, getting back. I don't know if it's just he's more comfortable with the role he's in. He's kind of not putting as much pressure on himself to go out there and contribute in a high scoring role, but just kind of go out there, do what you got to do to get the job done. But now you look at the other end of the spectrum on there for the Hawks lineup. You have Alex DeBrincat, who just continues to struggle. I mean, this guy cannot buy himself a goal, and everybody I know kind of gets on him for not producing when he's getting paid what he's getting paid. But you know what? It's not that he's bad or he's not playing great. It's just the fact that he has no puck luck right now. He is in the right position almost every time. He is getting in there. He had 8 shots on goal on Saturday, which, let me pull this up really quick, I believe was close to the team lead for that game. But you know what? Once he actually gets that first goal, it's just gonna come off, and it's just gonna go. He's gonna score 10, 20, not this year, but he's just going to go off, and he's just going to bury the puck. He's going to get that confidence back. He's hanging in there. And yeah, he did have a team leading 8 goals or 8 shots on goal. So he's trying, he's getting his confidence back, I think. And it's just a matter of getting that first goal, to get the monkey off the back, Once you get that one in, he's going to be fine. He's just saving it for this playoff run. Once we get into a playoff position, he's gonna come up and he's gonna come up big and he's gonna do DeBrincat stuff, and we're gonna be screaming Brinksy Cat every game. It's gonna be great. So let's see some other highlights or things I kind of noticed watching that game. The Ali Mata Slater Cuckoo defensive pairing kind of showed a little bit about their normal play. The second goal that the Hawks led up, it was not. I don't know what exactly happened. What was the mental breakdown there between Cuckoo and Mata? Garland was coming down the ice, coming hard. And Slater Cuckoo decided to flip sides with Ali Mata. I don't know if he thought that he was going to get beat and there was no chance, so he was expecting Mata to step up, or what was going on. But he gave Granlund all that opportunity or all that space, to put the puck on net, and obviously gets the game tying goal. It's kind of stuff you expect from your lower pair. They've been playing great hockey, so it's not like nothing you should really be too concerned about, I don't think, yet. It was, just learning pains, that's all. Hopefully, though, they'll keep it up, because I think that is one of the best pairing that we've had in the past, what was it, 5 or 6 games that we went on that nice little run. They're looking good, and they're filling the roles right. So hopefully, just a little hiccup that game. And I can't believe I'm going to praise this, but the goaltending in this game, holy shit, it was unfucking real. Lots of shots on net. The Hawks put on 44. Coyotes put on 42. Back and forth, Crow and Ranta just answering each other, one-upping each other with saves. Ronsa probably had the save of the game, though, with about 5 minutes left in the third period. He goes down. I forgot who that was that shot it, but wide open net, goes in, and Ronsa just tosses his legs up, scorpion save style, just hits the back of his leg, saves probably the go-ahead goal for the Coyote or for the Hawks. But holy shit. Goaltending is fun. It is great to watch when you have two goaltenders like that trading saves back and forth. Crow is, really stepping up, looking vintage, vintage Crawford out there. I don't know if he's playing, to prove that he still belongs on this team. Trying to get, that contract next year. If he's playing to prove to a team out there at the deadline that might need a goaltender that he's ready to go, he is going to be the man for that team in the playoffs. Whatever he's doing, he needs to keep it up, because you know what? He's done a lot for this organization. Personally, I think his time is going to be done in Chicago. So if he can, play his way into a good contract for next year, good for him. He's been through a lot the past couple of years with his injuries and all that. So the more he can do for himself to, really make sure he gets a job next year, more power to him. And if it ends up benefiting us, gets us into the playoffs, then that's even better. Yes. But the goaltending was unreal. He takes it all the way, especially the 3-on-3 overtime. That 3-on-3 overtime is exactly why I think they needed to extend overtime. The back and forth, opportunities back and forth. Both teams getting shots. I think almost every shot that was taken could have been a game winner. But unfortunately, 5 minutes go by, no goals. Then we have to go down to the skills competition, aka the shootout. I talk shit about the shootout, but then I remember we got Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves on our team, who are, believe they're top two. They're 2 out of the 3 top goal scorers in the shootout since it was adapted. Taves leads the most. Kane is in 3rd, and I want to say Franzen. Sorry, great podcasting here. Let me look this up real quick. Taves is obviously number 1. Oh, come on. Jonathan Taves has 49 shootout goals. He's tied with Franz Nielsen with 49. Patrick Kane's got 46. So, those two are, it's a pretty good chance that they're going to put the puck in the net. And wow, they did not disappoint on Saturday. Jonathan Taves, pulled his best Patrick Kane little slow down, do little million stick handles, buries it, even falls down a little Bobby Orr in there. And then Patrick Kane just fucking comes in, does Patrick Kane shit, goes down. You almost think that he ran out of room. He was almost at the goal line and he just flicked it backhand into the net. Gotta feel for Rotz on that. Nothing is more demoralizing than playing an amazing game and then just getting absolutely destroyed 1-2 in the shootout. But yeah, so on the bats of Kane and Taves in the shootout, which by the way, both amazing shootout goals. I feel Taves is not getting enough respect for his goal, or it's much credit for his goal. I rewatched the condensed version of the game before recording just to make sure I kind of hit on everything big, and they skipped his in the shootout. I don't understand why. It was an absolutely filthy goal and would easily be up there in goal of the year category, but yeah, so that's the Hawks walk away with 2 points. It's a little disappointing that they didn't get this win in overtime or in regulation, just because the fact that they are fighting for that last wildcard spot. The Coyotes are the one in front of them. As of this recording at 7:30 on Monday night, they are currently 3 points behind the Coyotes in that wildcard spot. You get that win in regulation, and you're only 2 points out. I believe the Hawks have 2 games in hand as well on the Coyotes. So for the wild card position, the Hawks, everything is in the Hawks' hands right now. They are the ones that control their fate. They keep on winning. Don't worry about what the Coyotes are doing. As long as you keep winning, you're going to put yourself in the position to make that playoff spot. There's also kind of reports going around that after the game on Saturday in the locker room, you could hear AC/DC Long Way to the Top blasting in the locker room, giving a real big playoff vibe. So AC/DC is this year's Gloria for the Hawks. I mean, St. Louis can do it. Why can't we pick up a song to absolutely go out and what a banger too. So let's see if that gets any steam around, build up around the Hawks. But yeah, big 2 points on Saturday. Great to come back from that long break and kind of pick up where they left off. Coming up this week, they have a lot of big games. On tomorrow or tonight, you're going to see them be playing Minnesota in Minnesota, which is a game they need to win. That's going to have all the makings of a trap game. Minnesota really is free falling out of the playoff picture. They currently are at 52 points. So, I mean, they're still in it, but they're 4-5-1 in their last 10. So, really, I mean, they are going to be trying to play spoiler, and they need to claw back in. They have 1 game in hand on the Hawks, too. So, this is a huge game for them. So, that they're going to be coming out really trying to make a statement and, try to get back up in the standings. Then on Wednesday in Chicago, the Boston Bruins come to town, which we beat them earlier in the year, but that team is a powerhouse. They are currently second in the Eastern Conference, actually second in the NHL, with 74 points. They're on a 3-game win streak. They're just a juggernaut, and it's hard to not picture them being a Stanley Cup favorite once again, as much as that pains me to say, just because I cannot stand Marchand. But that's another game too, and then Boston's going to be looking for a little payback for that last game and us beating them on their home ice when we were almost the first team to beat them on their home ice in regulation until we had the third period meltdown. So that'll be a fun game. It's always great seeing 2 original 6 teams play. And then on Sunday they go back up to Winnipeg to play the Jets. Let's see. The Jets are kind of in the same situation as the Wild. We're actually tied with the Jets right now, 56 points. We do have a game in hand on them though, so it's another game you gotta win, to keep separation going for you. The division is close. Right now the Hawks are 6 points out of the third division spot. Winnipeg is as well 6 points out. Nashville's got 55 points, so they're 7 points out. I mean, and even Minnesota has a chance to get back in this. So there are 30 games left, and the Hawks have got to, win as many as possible. And you know what? If they're not going to get the win, they got to get it to overtime, at least get a point. Every single point at this part of the season is important. And if they want to be in this race and they want to be taken seriously, they have to go out and be the Hawks that we know that they are. And I'm sure we'll talk about it. We're going to save this until get some of the guys back, but we got the trade deadline coming up. I'm doing a couple of blogs this week. On Monday, I posted a little hypothetical, what if the Hawks were buyers? And I threw a couple names out there. Anybody listen to this that read it? Listen, before you jump on my throat saying, these players don't make sense and all this, I don't believe any of those players truly do make sense. They're interesting picks. They're all unrestricted free agents. They're all guys that I don't think would cost too much for the Hawks to pick up. I don't necessarily think they should go out and get these guys. I don't necessarily think they should be buyers. I'll talk. I have another article coming out on Wednesday about what if the Hawks end up being sellers, and then on Friday I'm gonna post talking about what I think they should be doing. I know who am I to say, but everybody's got their opinion, so I would like to put that out there. So you can find that article and all those future articles or blogs, not a really article, over on the website WCBenders.com. You'll also find all of our past episodes. You'll find a section for entering Ride and Pine questions. Contact us page if you guys have anything you want to reach out to us about. And we're going to be working on getting a subscription site going up, so you guys can put in your email and you'll get email notifications whenever we post stuff. So that's the website. Probably sick of hearing me talk about it, but it's a cool little website. I like it. And then on Monday, the only really other Hawks news that I'm going to talk about, the Chicago Blackhawks placed a claim for defenseman Nick Seeler. I believe that's Nick Seeler. I'm sure I'm going to get chirped by the guys when they hear me butcher his name again. But he was placed on waivers from the Minnesota Wild. He is a 26-year-old said defenseman. He's a former 5th-round pick. He signed through the 2021 season. He currently has a $725,000 cap hit. He's being brought in to be a 7th defenseman. Add a little depth to the team. A lot of people are trying to make more out of this, I think, than it really is. Stan Bowman this is on par with Stan Bowman's, what he does. He likes finding these low risk guys that are cheap, that, might not be getting their chance with their team, and puts that claim in and get a shot. Kind of what he did with Cuckoo. I believe that was the same way we got him. He likes to find these guys that he can, warp and prove that they are, truly NHL caliber players, and then it helps put him, a little pat on his back, saying, "Oh, see, look what I saw." It's not going to make or break this team. My one question for that move, though, is kind of what were they not seeing with Gilbert? Why wasn't Gilbert playing that position? Do they want Gilbert playing more in the AHL and they can throw this guy as the 7th defenseman? I don't know. So it's kind of just going to see how it plays out. It'll be interesting to see if he makes his debut on Tuesday in Minnesota. Some facts I found about him, doing a little research on him. So he's from Minnesota. He grew up going to Minnesota Wild games. He won two high school state championships in the Minnesota state tournament, which is absolutely bananas. I want to go up to that one year and check that out live. He ended up being drafted in at XL, made his NHL debut there for his hometown. So it's going to be tough, I think, for him to go from the team he cheered on as a kid to wearing a rival's sweater on the other side of the bench. So we'll see if Carleton will put him in the lineup so he gets that opportunity. So that's a couple things to kind of keep an eye out for. Other than that, I really don't want to go too much into it. More in the NHL. I want to talk about the Battle of Alberta being back, but I want the reaction from the boys. That was absolutely bananas on Saturday. God. All right, yeah, I'm not going to say much more. I'll save it for when everybody else is back. I guess if here's an NHL talk that news, Ovechkin passed Mark Messier for 8th overall on the all-time goal list, and he is now sitting at 695 as of this recording. He is 200 goals away from breaking Gretzky. What we said before, I don't think it's a matter of when or if, it's a matter of when now. And I've always been an Ovechkin guy, probably the greatest pure goal scorer to ever play the game. In the era that he's doing it too, it's just absolutely phenomenal. He's going to be hitting 700 points in potentially 154 games. Or 700 goals in 154 games. It would be the fastest that any player in the 700 goal club have hit that rate, going from 600 to 700. And that 100 goals will be the fastest that he's ever scored in his career. So this is very, very realistic that he's going to do it. Gotta say maybe 4, 5, maybe 6 years. The guy's... He's getting older, but you know what? His skill is not going down. But yeah, so I will we'll cut this one short today. Just wanted to make sure you guys still remember us. We keep going every week. Hopefully Tanner is enjoying himself in Minnesota. Poetzy and Nolly we'll work on getting them back full time too here. Get all the guys together. So yeah, remember, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play. I guess that's still a thing. I think I say that every week and it still surprises me. Find us on all there. Also find us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel there. All the links for these are always in the description and the info and all of our stuff on our websites. Find us on the website, WCBenders.com. Go to Apple Podcasts and find us, review us. You can review us multiple times. The more you review us, the more recognition we get, and the more our podcast grows, and the more cool stuff we can do for you. Just go to our Facebook page too. Toss us a like there. Give us a review on that page as well. Follow us on Instagram, WCB Podcast, Twitter WCB Podcast. I'm trying my best to tweet more on there. But yeah, other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully I wasn't too much of an annoyance for you guys, and you guys made it through the whole episode. And for those of you are, thank you for your continued support, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.